Okay, this is my second keep 'em or toss 'em video. I did one end of summer. Actually, it was September 10th, so we're about a week early, but I got a lot of stuff, so we'll go ahead and do this. Except this isn't, don't toss any of these. The stuff that I was doing before were $50, $30 IEMs, and there were some good ones and there were some bad ones that you could toss a few of those. The GK3, I think it was called, Geek Walled. That was a tosser. There's nothing I have that is going to be in this video that would be recommended to be tossed at all. Coming number 5 as of right now, which would be September 30th, 2018. Number 5 would be the Tone King T88s. These, I'm still getting my mind around these. I've used a couple different sources with them. The fit is great. The build is very good. Left side channel bass seemed a little off at the beginning, but it seems to have corrected itself, so I'm going to put more time into this later. It didn't wow me. It sounds very technically good, but the beginning with the bass was something that kind of threw me off a little bit. So for right now, these will be 5, in my opinion. And since it's my channel, of course, it would be mine and not your opinion. So, right. And then number 4. Number 4 would be the OS V3 by Hi-Fi Boy. This is a very, very, maybe it's because this is in here. If I take this out, the screen gets brighter. Frick it, whatever. I like the colors of the albums. Of all of the ones that I'm presenting today, the 5, this would be the one with the best sub bass. Bass to early mid transition is exceptional. It's got good bass. It's got very good sub bass. Unfortunately, the mids in relation to the sub bass are obviously a little scooped. Fit is fantastic. Compared these with the BG VP DMGs, and these were not getting some of the information that was available in the treble and the tracks that were mentioned in that video. So head to head listening to these, just listening to stuff, Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing, there were things that were not quite in here in the way that they were in the DMGs. So, however, these are fantastic. I like these a lot, and I wreck them. They're good. If you like the design, they fit very, very good. They go very good in the ear. They're very easy fit. With this maybe the easiest fit of the ones that I've got. This will be number 4 for me. So the Tone King, number 5, OSV3 by Hi-Fi Boy would be number 4. Number 3, the DMGs. When these came, these were a revelation about Chi-Fi. These were game-changing to me in the sense that I believed that there were items out there that were not well known, were made in China, and could punch well above their price point. These have good treble, not piercing. These have good mids. I get the information. I compared them directly with the Hi-Fi Boys. That was clear that this had better balance than that set. Only weak point is that there's a lot of variation in the interpretation of the sets, and because this has 3 different filters, when you're talking with people, you almost got to clarify, do they make a big difference? No, they make subtle differences, but those subtle differences are interpreted by some people different than others. What I might think is, it's a little bit of bass. Someone thinks there's a lot of bass because they don't want any coloration. So IEMs are, this is all opinion, and then you add 3 variables with the 3 filters, and you're going to get more variables as far as more opinions and more seemingly disconnected views of the same item. I get probably the most emails I've ever gotten in the private realm saying thank you for a rec is these ones right here. So in a sense, proof is in the pudding. The amount of people that have said, hey, those are dope, thanks for the rec. This would be probably the most ever. And that's kind of amazing. 4 years, and I've had a lot of gear. I haven't gotten as much hey, those are dope. Males I've gotten from these. So these are number 3. These are classic. These changed the game for me as far as I really wanted to start to get into this more, because there are some diamonds in the coal. These are one of them. Number 2, a shocker for me. These would be the 10 his. I don't know. Somebody said what the real pronunciation was. Who cares? Really? Do you care that much? I think the company cares about sales probably more than getting their name pronounced correctly. That'd be like, would I prefer you to say my name correctly or give me $20? Give me $20. Call me Chris. Whatever you want, man. Give me $20. So these are probably the most. They're so close. These are balanced. The bass, the mids, and the treble are all represented. The pianos in that track, I'm glad I didn't just touch it. No More, No More by Aerosmith is really good in this. Dog's barking now because the typhoon is passing. These are very nice. Was totally surprised by this. Biggest surprise of what's on this list. I really didn't think these were going to be anything special. And they're actually really good. There'll be a review coming up for these. These are the second best that I've gotten from China. Saying from China is kind of weird. This is better than most of the stuff I've gotten, period. So I'm saying Chi-Fi because people recognize that tag, but these battle with stuff from famous companies that are priced much higher. Number 2 for me. So I think everybody knows what number 1 is. The DM6s. I threw a balanced cable on these. It didn't even dawn on me, because this is such a nice cable. It didn't even dawn on me that I was going single-ended all the time. And then I had the 10 HZs on another cable that was balanced, because I was checking it, and then I was putting it with this, and I was thinking, oh my God, those sound like they have better dynamics. And then I looked at the cable and said, wait a second, this is single end. So I went and put a balanced cable on this last night and went head-to-head between this and the P4 Pro, I think they're called, the 10 Hz P4 Pro. And these two did kind of a mini battle in my head. And these are, in fact, my favorites. Rec these highly. These are the top of the game that I have experienced as far as the gear that I've received in the past 2 months. These are exceptional. These don't really have a weak point. If you get a good seal, you should be good to go. And they do play around flexibly with EQ if you apply it. These don't really have a weakness. Their bass, if it's mixed in, is there. The mids sound appropriate to the way that I'm familiar with the music I listen to. And the bass, the treble sounds accurate. It splashes when it's supposed to, and it doesn't do anything strange. It doesn't pierce. It doesn't give me anything like the KZ, not the KZ, TFZ Secret Garden. It gets a little hot sometimes. This doesn't do that. So there is no offensive point, or there is no slight recess like the Hi-Fi Boy. There is no variable like the DMG, because there's people using different filters and different tips, and nobody's talking about it. This is just what it is, and you get the fit, get a good seal. Almost like you're going to get driver flex, but there's no dynamic. But it feels like you're going to get that suction for just a second, but it's got a hole right there. Very, very good. The bigger surprise is actually the P4 Pro. We're very close to this. Very surprised about that. But I would say that this would be the best one. That is less than 10 minutes. And those would be my top 5 September 2018. And I will do lists, I suppose, every month just to keep it going. And the list will change, but as of right now, those are my favorite 5. And I'm out. and the typhoon of videos will slow down slightly because everybody goes back to work after the typhoon. We're done.